I am just absolutely astounded at the pathetic, unprofessional, I am just astounded. Never have I seen such absolute pathetic journalism in my life. Go to the internet and look up the definition of what journalism is, and you will figure out that 95% of the national news in this country is absolute crap. It is not news. It is not journalism. It is a mouthpiece for the left, for the elitists, for the oligarchs, for the corporations. You don't report as a journalist non-factual information. You report the facts. You verify the facts. And then you report the facts. It's a pretty simple process. But what has happened, just like the mafia does, they pay off people, and they've paid off the internet. They have paid off the networks, the left, and all of those who run the left have paid off the national news. So they can brainwash, misinform, gaslight, mislead, endanger the American people. Go look at the news from somewhere else. Go look at the news from England or Australia. Maybe not Canada, but England and Australia. You want to find out the real news, the real stuff that's going on in this country? You'll find it over there. You know why? Because they have rules. They have a system that they must work within. We don't have that here. This is like whatever, whoever. You don't even have to be trained or have a license to be a journalist. Am I the only one that thinks that's a very dangerous thing? Because when you are constantly reporting and misleading the information that the American people get, you endanger them. You endanger them. President Trump, you have got to, when you get back into the office, figure out a way that we police the journalists in this country. Because they are not reporting. They are propaganda machines. They have no mind of their own. They do what they're told. They're told what to report, when to report it, and how to report it. It's a disgrace. You go and look at the other world news, and they're all laughing at the news here. Because you know why? They know that it's not news. It's ragtag machines. And it's like those magazines that you pick up at the grocery store. Nothing but trash. It's not news. You're not helping the American public. You're trying to brainwash the American public. And it's got to stop. Because you are not reporting facts. And you're an absolute disgrace. You want to look for a really good example of somebody who actually does report the news? Who has actually come out and says, you know, I had a wrong opinion about Donald Trump. Go look at how Megyn Kelly reports her news. You want an example of a ethical reporter who does not report misinformation, go look at what she says. Now, Fox is right-leaning, and they'll tell you they're right-leaning, but you know what they still do? They still report the news, even when it's not good for their position. You go and you look at CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and all of those rag magazines. That's what I call them because they do not report. They spew crap. Just like The View. That's a great example of exactly how far the industry has fallen. They don't report the news, people. You want to find out what is really facts? Go find it yourself. Look on the internet. Go to the independent channels or the conservative channels. You know why? Because even though the conservatives have a right position opposite to the left, they will still tell you the truth, even when it doesn't serve their position. Go find that in the left? Oh, you might as well. You'll be waiting until hell freezes over. You won't find it because they are paid off. They are the mouthpiece for the leaders of the Democratic machine. That's why. And they're a disgrace to the name and the profession of journalism. I wouldn't watch them if they were the last place on earth to find out what was happening in my world. They're pathetic.